Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. Today is August 30th, and right now we're looking at the mid-level water vapor loop. We got Washington, Oregon, California. Check out our upper level low off the coastline. It'll eventually be making its way towards the Oregon coast over the next few days. You can also see the anticyclonic flow here. We've got a ridge built up over the area, some severe clear out there, some nice sunny skies, and we're warming things up. This upper level low will dampen temperatures a bit for a few days, but then we're going to rebuild the ridge in the wake of that. And then we'll take a look at the extended forecast. As always, as we go through the video here this morning, taking a look at what is going on right now. Quite a bit of smoke again across Idaho as these fires continue to burn across the higher terrain and move some of that smoke down into some of the valley areas and eastern Oregon. Check out that stratus tongue up the Oregon coast almost all the way to Astoria this morning. Some valley fog out there, but the majority of the areas, nice glorious sunshine. You can see Mount Rainier for Washington State here, and some fog into the valleys of Vancouver Island. So let's go ahead and look at a station here on the Oregon coast, Lincoln City Tempest Weather Station. This map, you can see all the other stations out there if you want, and you can go ahead and go into some of these individual details. This is solar radiation, tells you how much sunlight was reaching your station there, and it's got a great lightning detection system with it as well. You can do rain and wind and sea level pressure and temperature and humidity, all kinds of stuff. It stores all this data for you in the cloud. So highly recommend this station. Click on that link down below if you want to save 10% off. Now, taking a look here, we are going to have a thunderstorm threat starting tomorrow afternoon for some of the Oregon Cascades, or tomorrow night, but you're not seeing that show up here in the SPC yet. This is day one. This is day two. This will be for tomorrow, and then day three. You can see nothing here for the Pacific Northwest, but we do have the chance, and I'll show you that here in a moment. But looking at Olympia so far this month, 0.2 of a degree above average officially right now. And you can see 82 degrees yesterday at Olympia here, and that's probably right around average for this time of year. You can see the departure, it was at 0. But yeah, interesting stuff there. 1.38 inches of rain for the month of August for the station down there in Olympia. This is for Astoria, 2.7 degrees above average, so actually above average for some of the Oregon coast. And 87 degrees in Astoria yesterday. Man, that's pretty warm for that location, no doubt. Just under an inch of rain so far this month. Here we go with Portland, about 0.6 of an inch of rain and 0.6 degrees above average. So Portland has been above average overall for the month of August. 93 degrees, quite a warm day out there. And we've got more heat on the way for much of the Willamette Valley. This is Bellingham, actually 1.1 below average for the month of August so far. And, you know, big amounts of rain, 2.61. That's well above average. And Seattle officially 1.2 below average. We did get to 79 yesterday. That's pretty close to average considering the overnight low and the daily high, and 1.66 inches of rain. So this is the European as of last night. And you can see this is a big ridge here. Anticyclonic flow, warm weather, clear skies, sunny skies, maybe some morning fog. And then we continue to move on into this weekend. And you can see the upper level low drift towards the Pacific Northwest. And again, this could destabilize things as we go through the weekend and on into early next week for some thunderstorm activity. And then watch what happens as that upper level low clears the region. Check out the ridge that returns as we go on into the mid portion of next week. We could substantially warm up yet again across much of the region. Pretty impressive ridge all the way into British Columbia. So looking here at the North American model, give you a little spoiler there, but we've been talking about this upper level low for many days, it seems like, and it's finally going to start kicking up here as we go through the day tomorrow. It's right off the coastline by tomorrow night, and then we go on into Sunday, and we could get some of the southerly defluent flow, and we could destabilize things enough for a couple thunderstorms, especially across the higher terrain. But you can't even rule them out across some of the lower elevations with this setup. These systems are notoriously hard to forecast here, and they can be extremely fickle. So taking a look at the North American model, this is composite reflectivity, what the Doppler radar should look like here over the next 60 hours, or what it may look like. Now taking a look as we go through Saturday evening, you can see a few of these showers starting to pop off, and those would probably produce some lightning here as we go through Saturday night. And then we go on into Sunday morning. You can see maybe a couple showers, nothing too heavy or anything, but you could get a thunderstorm out of that activity. Then we go on into Sunday afternoon. You see it pick up again and even move across some of the Willamette Valley, even out towards some of the coastal areas here as we go through Sunday afternoon. So we got to watch that for some lightning potential and some fire starts as we go on into the day Sunday. Then again, Monday, we're going to have another chance for thunderstorms as well. And we'll check that out tomorrow. And tomorrow also we'll have the high resolution rapid refresh. We'll start to see if it starts to pick up on some of that lightning activity as well. Here is the high resolution, 500 millibars, 18,000 feet. It's kind of showing you that it is in agreement with that upper level low moving towards the coastline. Here we go through Saturday night and on into Sunday morning, and that is where the model run ends. We can clearly see it off the coastline there. So taking a look at the European, it does show some of this instability Saturday afternoon. There's Sunday afternoon. And again, there's Monday, and it shows some of this activity maybe over some of the lower elevations as well. So again, destabilizing quite nicely across some of the higher terrain. Something we'll be watching with great detail again tomorrow. But taking a look at a wider view of things, you've got Alaska to the top left. There's Washington and Oregon to the bottom right of these maps is the GFS, the American model on the right, versus the European model on the left. Last night's run, ridges over the area. We're warming up for the next couple of days, upper level low swings through that we've been talking about, and then some impressive ridge builds as we go on into the mid portion of the week. You can see it all the way up this ridge axis, all the way up into the Northwest Territories and the Yukon here, and then we start to squash into the future, and things start to get some disagreement here a little bit. You can see how the European a little more aggressive with bringing some kind of a system here through Southeast Alaska. The GFS wants to hang on to the ridge a little bit longer and drop this system a bit further off the coastal areas here. So yeah, something fun to watch here, but you can see some of the models continue to show that ridging as we go through the first 10 days of September or so, but we'll watch that system closely and try to break things down. Purely a fantasy forecast right now. And if we take a look here at the raw data here from the GFS, you can see that upper level low swinging through in the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday time period. And then it's some above average temperatures here as we go on in through the next couple of weeks, at least according to the GFS. Portland, something similar. Upper level low is here and some very warm temperatures here in the meantime before it gets to us, and then warming back up again as we go through next week. Here's Portland on the European raw data, upper level low, and you can see that, on the each end of that, some pretty warm temperatures. I mean, approaching the upper 90s again, but look, we're going to have another 90 plus degree day again today and tomorrow, and maybe a bit of a cool down as we go through Sunday. And I checked out some of the precipitation amounts showing up in the European ensembles, and it does show some as this upper level low moves across the area. You can see the control run is not showing anything right now, but some of the ensembles do show some measurable precipitation, which could come in the form of thunderstorms. And Seattle, check this out. Most of the ensemble runs have very little, but there are a couple that do show, and there's actually a couple, what is this, number 28 and number 7 here, that actually show some pretty big amounts in a 24-hour period, but the control shows right around maybe 1/10 of an inch, and the ensemble mean is, even less than that. So yeah, it's something worth watching, and definitely we're going to be watching it since we've been watching it for the last few days, but we'll look at the high resolution models again tomorrow and see what picture they paint. Here's Tri-Cities. You can see maybe a trace out there. Wish I had more to bring you on that front. Spokane, though, a little bit better chances. Some of the ensembles do show some measurable precip with this upper level low moving through. And I expected Eugene actually to show a little bit more than this. Only one ensemble member had measurable precipitation, it looks like. So we'll see if that changes tomorrow. But here is the 6 to 10 day. Of course, as I showed you, the ridge building as we go through the early portion of September, dominating the west coast here, above average conditions, likely temperature-wise, below average precipitation as we go through the first week, and something similar for the 8 to 14 day. Now, taking a look at portions of Idaho, I mean, look at all the smoke that's being produced. I don't know the exact firefighting techniques they're using, or if they're just letting these fires burn out, but they've been burning for a while. So if you're smelling the smoke, that's definitely where it's coming from, especially across some of southeast Washington, eastern Oregon, Idaho Panhandle into western Montana. There are some active fires out there, as you see. And if we look at the Western Fire Chief's map here, I don't know if that's the Wapiti fire, but there are numerous fires out there. There's a couple fire complexes that are producing all that smoke. You can see Boise would be right here. There's Idaho Falls, and you can see Walla Walla, Kennewick, the Tri-Cities over there in Seattle be to the far left. On the drought monitor here, this was released a couple days ago. You can see not much changes. They did mention the rainfall, but they did not think it was enough to warrant downgrading some of the drought activity. And they do put a nice summary out there as well. So yeah, you can read that and dive into that if you want some more detail. But anyway, yeah, I'm curious to see what this does. If it looks like it's going to produce some lightning, I may go out there and try to capture a few strikes as we go through this weekend. But anyway, yeah, it's probably summer's last gasp here for some very warm conditions over the next couple of weeks. So get out there and enjoy that, because by the time later October, November, and December arrive, some of you guys will be yearning for these warm temperatures here. So yeah, anyway, get out there and enjoy it while it lasts. What else can you do, right? But anyway, hope you guys are liking the channel. Otherwise, click like and subscribe. We'll do this all again tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys then.